I grew up with Adventure Time in my late childhood and early adulthood, and it's a show I have a ton of respect for, even if it's a show that I have some mixed feelings about, but I'm not here today to discuss those mixed feelings. Instead, I am here to talk about my favorite episode of Adventure Time. I was online recently, on YouTube specifically, when I saw a clip from that episode pop up on my YouTube feed, so I went back and watched the episode, and I just knew I had to talk about it. Now, this episode probably isn't the most measurably best Adventure Time episode, whatever that means, but it is the one that I enjoy the most and the one that sticks with me more than any other episode. And that episode is Princess Cookie. To me, this episode gives me the most emotional reaction while also being one of the funniest episodes in the series as well. It follows a Cookie that is holding up a store due to his desire to become a princess. And while that concept seems a little bit silly and in another show would be played simply as a joke, Adventure Time is a smart enough show to play this more serious than another show may. Even the characters in the universe laugh at the idea of this Cookie becoming a princess, with Princess Bubblegum literally laughing at him when he brings up the idea. And while it is a little less overtly pointed out because it's a kid's show and it's not Steven Universe, this acts as an allegory for gender roles. Princesses are by nature a feminine role. They are meant to be desired by men and themselves desired to be feminine, at least in the traditional princess structure. It's Jake in the show that connects with Cookie, even referring to him as Princess Cookie, and shatters those gender roles. Princess Cookie struggles with realizing he can't be a princess and the disrespect he feels when others laugh at him for desiring those goals mirror real-world struggles people feel when doing something that breaks out of their gender roles. The true damaging effects of this aren't explored super overtly in this episode, but we do see how negatively affected Princess Cookie really is. What I love about this episode is not only this main thematic element, but the episode is paced super well and structured in a way that we see from Jake's perspective, which makes sense since Jake is in a lot of ways the most understanding character in the show. Princess Bubblegum's straight up stubbornness in helping Princess Cookie at all acts as the perfect obstacle to Princess Cookie's desires. It is this sort of rigid stubbornness that really is the main obstacle for a lot of people breaking out of their gender roles. And that very scene at the end where Princess Cookie can't cope, even after escaping, just gives me chills. And the line where he says,
"I'll never be a princess. At least for a moment. You helped me feel like a princess. It was wonderful. Thank you, Jake."
Yeah, that makes me tear up every time. I love how boldly this episode explores topics of gender roles and expectations in such a fun and smart method. Steven Universe is a show that explores these themes way deeper and more overtly, and hey, Rebecca Sugar, creator of Steven Universe, worked on Adventure Time, and although I can't find her being credited on working on this episode directly, I am almost positive she would have helped influenced it in some way. I know this is kind of a random video and not really the typical video that I made, but I was just watching this episode and had all of these thoughts and decided to sort of in this creative method explore those thoughts, explore those feelings, and I hope you enjoyed watching this. I did make that 3-hour Steven Universe video lately, so if you're in quarantine right now and looking for something to do for 3 hours, you can attempt to watch that. But if you guys want more videos on my opinions on cartoons or cartoon episodes, let me know. I'll talk more about my favorite episodes of a specific cartoon or my favorite thematic elements of a cartoon, whether it be a children's cartoon or an adult cartoon, but do let me know. Be sure to check out the links in my description, and as always, you can always be a princess if you desire.